Hi everyone, and welcome to the Scorpio August through September 2021 Love Connection reading. This is I Am Illuminated Tarot and Meaning-Based Spiritual Coaching Services. I am Lauren. Hi and welcome. So this is one of 3 connection readings I complete each month, which is meant to bring awareness to your internal, unique, authentic self, that connection between your unique, internal, authentic self and your spiritual purpose, as well as how you are connecting that unique, internal, authentic self with others. So interpersonal connection, which is this reading here. So all of my readings are meant to help you answer and illuminate your very own I am question. In addition to that, all of my readings do utilize the Triad of Engagement, which is a coaching tool I've developed which focuses on demonstrating the importance of the 3 basic principles of curiosity, courage, and contemplation, and how when you apply these to your life on an everyday basis, you are able to illuminate for yourself who you are, what makes you unique, and how you can engage that with awareness with your external environment to be able to experience and realize your spiritual purpose, and how that can be of service to both a greater collective experience, but also how that can be of service to you and your feeling in connection with emotional fulfillment. So, Scorpio. Now I know it's already September, but this reading was for basically the month of August coming into September. I'm going to pull a card here that we're going to start with, where we are going to take a look at the energies around the card, and then we're going to build out a question for you to ask yourself throughout the month of September to help bring awareness to some aspect of your connection to the general energies of love. And when I talk about love, I'm talking about the energy of love where it's a give and a take energy flow, where we are able to give love as equally as we are to receive love from others in our environment. And this question is meant to help tap into the beneficial qualities of curiosity, which help us really open ourselves back up to the realization that we will never know everything about ourselves and our external environment. So at any given time, we have to continually be open and optimistic and hold space for awe and wonder in our life, because there's always going to be those areas where we're going to surprise ourselves or be surprised. And this question we're building out here is also meant to make what is a general reading here a individualized reading for yourself as you ask yourself this question and have a personal answer come through for you. Okay, let's see. Scorpio, for the month of September, what do you need to know about the general energies of love? Let's see. What does Scorpio need to know about love this month? Very quiet, Scorpio. Oh, interesting. Okay. I feel like this came up for you guys a couple months ago as well. We have a father's love. And it says, a father's love for his son or daughter never dies. The strength gained from such love is often unquantifiable, in that it can be tapped into at any time for whatever reason, whether your father is still here or has passed. A father's love is one of the strongest bonds any of us will ever experience. Now, I do feel, Scorpio, that a lot of you are dealing with possibly, I'm not going to say a painful relationship with your father, but I do feel like there's an element here where there is a strained relationship between you and a father figure in your life. And you may not even realize it. You may not describe it as strained. But it could be where there is a block coming forward. Whether, again, when we think about the general energies of love, we're thinking about how we have the ability to give love as much as we have to receive love. And we have to kind of have those in balance for us to feel in flow with love. And so when we're thinking about a father figure in your life, and this block may be that either A, you do have a strained relationship, or perhaps you are feeling like you can't give love to a father figure, or perhaps, and this tends to happen more often, that you may feel that you are not receiving love from a father figure. This may be kind of a situation where you feel like you maybe have had to prove yourself to a father figure, hoping that you're going to get this clap on the back or this, good job, son or daughter, and it just hasn't happened. And at any point, any of us can fall into a place like that with our parents. It doesn't have to be a father figure, it can also be a mother figure. But there is this quality of perhaps not feeling, what's coming through for me specifically is not feeling basically what's the message in this card. When I was reading this card, I almost felt like some of you guys were like, really? I wish my father was like that. I haven't experienced that personally, like almost like an eye roll type feeling. So there is this quality here of having to come to terms with a father figure, with a strained father figure relationship in your life. And to realize, it's interesting because I do feel like this was kind of coming up for myself and my husband this last week. And it wasn't like, he has a strained relationship, or whatever that I have. It was just simply discussing father relationships in general. And one of those, and we are also, relatively new parents as well. So we were kind of discussing how funny it is that when you look back on your own parents when you become the age of your parents at certain milestones in your life, you start to realize just how young your parents were at any given time and that they didn't have any more answers than you have at that age either. And you start to kind of gain this perspective of, wow, it's tough. It's tough being a human. It's even more tough when you become a father or a mother to know if you're making the right decisions or not. We can each only act from our unique, authentic selves. That's it. That's all. And we each only have our one perspective. And so it's very hard to, know what's best. And it can help us when we take that stance to be able to look at parental figures that we have issues with and to help bring a quality of forgiveness to those relationships, because no person is perfect as far as their relationship to others, because again, we each have our own perspective. We each have our own, sorry guys, let me just adjust this real fast. We each have our own perspective. We each have our own ways of acting, and that can be our communication styles, whatever it is, etc. We're all individuals, and so it's not always going to gel with everybody, even as a parent to your child. But there is this quality here. So as we think about making this an individualized message for yourself, this is bringing awareness to you asking that question to yourself: where is there possibly a block in my interpersonal connection with a father figure in my life specifically? And this can, this is where you need to stay curious, because this could open you up to some deep-seated wound where perhaps you hadn't even wanted to admit to yourself that because your father at certain points in your life had expressed, maybe not to you directly, but maybe to others, or just kind of stated as an opinion that he didn't like that, or she, however this father figure takes shape for you, that he or she perhaps didn't think that following a specific career path, or even getting into a specific type of relationship with somebody else, maybe just stating to the universe, so to speak, that they don't believe in that or agree with that, somehow that fell back on you. That somehow you took that in, and even though it wasn't directed specifically to you, and even though perhaps your father figure never said you shouldn't do this or you should do X, Y, and Z, that you put that on yourself to say, well, I can't live like that. I can't follow that career path then, because my dad thinks that people who do that are losers or not smart or whatever it is. He doesn't agree with that kind of lifestyle. Or if I choose to be with somebody like this, even though they make me happy, my father is going to look at this person my father will never respect this person, or will never respect this way of living. And so you've denied yourself some aspect of authentically living a part of yourself into life because you didn't feel that it would be supported by a male or female, but more of a masculine father figure in your life. And where do you feel that perhaps you don't have this unconditional, beautiful love? Like when you hear this stated, a father's love for his son and daughter never dies. The strength gained from such love is often unquantifiable, and that it can be tapped into at any time for whatever reason, whether your father is still here or past. A father's love is one of the strongest bonds any of us will ever experience. Now, when you hear that, what is most triggering to you? What in that description there makes you feel like, ugh, that's not my relationship with my dad? Or maybe this can even be you as the father figure to somebody else, and that maybe there might be a strained relationship there where you're having a little bit of an issue with your own child, and you're finding it hard to live into this description. So that's really where I feel right now your block for the general energy of love is coming from. That whether you're the father figure or whether you have an issue with a father figure in your life that has prevented you from perhaps realizing some part of yourself because you've hidden it, because you've been looking for some type of recognition from a father figure or approval. All right. And again, this is an energy, this is a theme that I feel like has come up before for you guys. So it's coming through very strongly. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and pull some tarot cards to either gain additional clarification on this message or perhaps any other messages that want to come through around blocks within the general energy of love, or with a specific person not in general, or with a specific person. Sorry guys, I feel like I'm a little tongue-tied today. Okay, we got 3 cards that came out. So we have 9 of Swords, 6 of Wands, and 5 of Cups. This is a very clear message. This is a message that's continuing over with the Father message. So it's this very clear element of there's something that you've regretted on an emotional level. This is 5 of Cups is a card that denotes some type of disappointment emotionally, that you feel that, you know, as you're looking at these 3 cups in front of you, it's almost like crying over spilled milk, that something was not realized for you. And it's something that you can't really get back because you can't put the liquid back in these cups. And yet what this person doesn't realize is that there's 2 full cups behind them, and they're not willing to see that. And these are the cups of interpersonal connection. The 2 of Cups in the tarot is you connecting with another from a place of equality, that both of you have a full cup as individuals and you come together as whole healthy people on an emotional level to then share your cups with each other. And so there's this element here of really focusing on something that has in the past not realized itself, and you not wanting to see the cups that are still full behind you, that again can help you rekindle perhaps this relationship, or to move forward to have healthy relationships with others, even though something has been disappointing. And then there's the 6 of Wands. And the 6 of Wands is a card that really focuses on being recognized for who you are, for the actions that you've taken. And so there's this element here of disappointment for not having been recognized for something. And then on top of that, we have the 9 of Swords. And the 9 of Swords is a card of worry. This is the card that, if there could just be one card in the tarot that just had the word anxiety on it, it's this one. This is a card where we are plagued by negative thoughts. This is the card of the thoughts that keep us up at night. the monster under the bed, the what ifs. This is when your mind kind of just runs wild down a negative path. And there's this element here of having intense anxiety over not being recognized for something that perhaps had brought you emotional fulfillment in the past. Or not having recognition for something that you wanted to be recognized for. And again, there's this element of disappointment, of emotional disappointment, and this lack of connecting to healthy relationships, feeling like you're not seeing that you have a full cup. You're not seeing this. It can also be you not seeing the support of others around you. And there's this element here of just, again, not feeling recognized for who you are, and then worrying over this, worrying about not being seen, or worrying about having to gain. This could also be that you've had to let go of things because of a lack of approval, or what is perceived as a lack of approval. And what you're hoping to gain from that is recognition, and it's not coming. And so there's this element of maybe now, and we'll see, I'm going to see what's going to come out here. There could be this quality here of perhaps you now kind of knowing what you want to do and what area you want to be recognized in, as you're starting to ask yourself this question of, what part of yourself perhaps have you been hiding and not living into because of wanting to please a father figure in your life, and so you've held off on doing that. It's almost like now you're getting clarity and you want to be seen for that. But moving forward, and the potential issue that you feel you might have with a father figure, that's what's worrying you now. Okay, so I'm going to pull some clarifier cards here. So first, I'm going to pull some clarifiers for the Five of Cups. Let's see what perhaps was an emotional disappointment for you guys. Any clarification for the Five of Cups for Scorpio? Any clarification? What does Scorpio need to know about the Five of Cups? Wow, that was a lot of cards. I'm not going to take all of them. That was a little too much here. Let's see. What does Scorpio need to know about the Five of Cups? What does Scorpio need to know about the Five of Cups? We can try to limit it to 2 cards maximum. That would be wonderful. What does Scorpio need to know about the Five of Cups? Again, very quiet, Scorpio. Oh, that's still way too much. What does Scorpio need to know about the Five of Cups? Nothing comes out. I'll move on here. Okay, well, let's move on from disappointment. I'm going to move on to the Six of Wands. What does Scorpio need to know about the Six of Wands? What are they hoping to gain recognition for? What does Scorpio need to know about the Six of Wands? What does Scorpio need to know about the Six of Wands? Okay, well, so we've got just the one card for that. Anything for the Nine of Swords? Any further clarification for the Nine of Swords? Any further clarification for the Nine of Swords? Okay. Oh, yep. Okay, any further clarification for the Five of Cups? Okay, we did get a card that came out there. All right. So I'm going to start with the Six of Cups, or Six of Wands, I'm sorry, because that's the first card that was clarified here. And we have what comes out is the Devil. So there's this element here of this is what's holding you back. There's this element here of wanting approval for something, and either because you have not you feel like you will never receive this, or that, let's put it this way, the feeling that you're looking for this approval from a father figure is what's holding you back. That's the Devil. So the Devil is not what is physically holding us back. in our environment or our experience. The devil is what we chain ourselves to, what we decide to allow ourselves to be held back from and by. So again, when we're bringing the kind of sense of empowerment back to ourselves and we're thinking about taking courageous action, there's this element of we always have the ability to take action, to make the decision to take action, whether that's just simply to change our perspective or whether that's literally to say, you know what, I don't need somebody else's approval and I'm going to release this hold that I have on needing to gain recognition from a specific person in my life, and I'm going to just move forward with doing what I want to do. Now, this could also be that you're holding yourself back, hoping for recognition for something, so that you want to gain recognition for something, and that might be also getting in your way. That you keep doing something hoping to get recognition, and in reality, that's not really what's true to you either. Either way, this need for recognition is what's holding you back. Now, for the Five of Cups, the sense of disappointment, we have the World. And the World is a card of endings. It's a card that says a new cycle is beginning. Everything up to this point is wrapping up. What's in the past is in the past, but the beautiful thing of what you've gone through in this cycle before the next one starts is that you've learned a bunch of lessons. You've learned about yourself, and now you're able to apply those lessons. You're able to take what you learned and now move forward kind of with a fresh start. So there's this element here of Spirit saying, this is done. No more living in this place of kind of emotional disconnection. It's time to pick up these two cups and go back out into the world again. And then for the Nine of Swords, the Five of Pentacles comes up. And the Five of Pentacles, I find, comes up a lot with the Nine of Swords. The Five of Pentacles is the card of a limiting mindset in the physical. This is when we have anxiety over the what ifs around, well, what if I choose to start this new career path? Meaning I have to walk away from an old career path. That could lead me to not have enough to pay my bills. That could, this is kind of the mindset that allows us to, or keeps us kind of trapped like the devil here, from making changes in our life because we have this illusion of, well, it could negatively impact me in the physical realm. So this would look like you staying in a job you dislike because you feel that, well, what if I never find a job that pays as much? So I might as well just stay in what I have. And where that can be dangerous is that this limiting mindset is what keeps us stuck. And this is also where we don't allow ourselves to tap into that self-empowerment place of understanding that we create our abundance. We create our abundance through acting from a place of authenticity. So if there is a job out there that you go to every day that it's draining you and you don't feel like it's expressing the best parts of yourself, well, once you start to move in alignment with what does feel good for you, with what is more in alignment with who you are, it's not going to lead to poverty. It's actually what's going to open the door. And I love how this one shows kind of the key here. And the key just sitting over here. It's gonna illuminate your key. And the key to this door is going to open up and you're going to realize it's not my piece of the pie. It's not like just one or the Five Pentacles max here. It's like when you open this door, you're going to realize that there's an endless supply of pentacles, that we make those pentacles for ourselves. And that's the beauty of releasing a limiting mindset and realizing that nothing's set in stone. You could have a job idea that ends up, allowing for, 10 trillion more dollars to be added to the economy. Who's to say that that's not possible? Or that your idea is going to, create something that's never existed before. And so that's where we have to start changing our perspective here. Instead of just worrying about all the negative what ifs, we have to change that to take courageous action with faith that when we start to act on our own behalf, that we're now acting in alignment with the general energies of love. That's where the universe supports us. That's where God, the divine, wants us to be. It wants us to feel supported and loved so that we can then step into our spiritual purpose. And I think that that's really what you're being asked here to kind of highlight for yourself, that there's some part of yourself that needs to come out, that needs to be recognized, that needs to be addressed. And that you may be holding that part of yourself back because of a relationship with a parental figure in your life, specifically a father figure, a more masculine figure. Again, it doesn't have to be male, but somebody who embodies the masculine tendencies. And it's time now for you to kind of release this need for recognition around or from this father figure and to just start moving on your own behalf. And that's what's going to unlock the door to abundance for you. It's also what's going to start this new cycle and to take you to start moving you away from this disappointment and into the beautiful element of equal and strong interpersonal connections. Okay, now I'm going to pull a final card for the principle of contemplation. This is where we get a chance to really see the importance of what building in reflection time and self-learning time really can do for us. This is where we get a chance to not just dedicate contemplation to a 20-minute meditation experience each week. This is where we get to really build contemplation into everyday into our everyday experience. This is where we get a chance to learn from our consequences because we are actively reflecting on where we're taking action and what is the result of those actions. This helps us not stay stuck, especially by ourselves, where we can see, okay, I chose to take action here. It had a beneficial reaction. And so I'm going to keep doing more of that. I'm going to keep focusing on bringing that aspect of myself forward or making those same decisions. Or the reverse. I took action here, did not result in something that felt emotionally good for me. I'm going to then bring the power back to myself and change my actions. And again, as we start to realize, as we change our own actions, that's how we change our external environment. That's how we change our experience. That's also how we start to live into our spiritual purpose. All right, Scorpio, man, you guys are a hard read today. You just do not, don't want to get talking here. I know it's hard. It's hard to talk about issues surrounding parental figures. But I really do feel like this is the key to helping release a lot of blocked energy around love. Love for yourself, love for your father figure, and love for your being able to live your authentic life freely, and allowing others around you to do that as well. Oh, beautiful card. All right, so Scorpio, we have new life, and it's number 39, which breaks down to a number 12, which breaks down to further to number 3. Number 12 to me is always a number of divinity. It's a number that makes me think of the kind of holy triad, so to speak. But I do feel with new life coming through that for you, this is just confirmation that, again, a new cycle is starting for you guys. And that this is what Spirit wants you to realize, is that you're starting something new. And Spirit wants you to step into that. They want to support you. They want you to feel the love and support from the divine. But you have to take action on your own behalf. So when Scorpio, your whole sign's kind of superpower is that you harness the power of transformation, which is an incredible superpower. You get a chance to really show and be an example to the other zodiac signs how you can start as one version of yourself and, you know, kind of set in certain circumstances, and how within your lifespan you can completely transform. That you are not held and bound by the circumstances you were born into. You can actually transcend them through your own personal transformation. So you can go from having been born into extreme poverty to, by the end of your life, demonstrating how through hard work and following your passions, you can step into extreme wealth and abundance. But you have to make the decision to act on your own behalf. You have to make the decision to kind of take the bull by the horns, so to speak, to take this new life, this new chapter that's starting for you, that the universe is bringing in, and you have to then move forward as a new version of yourself. You got to leave the spilled milk, the cups of spilled milk behind, pick up the 2 fresh cups, and start to journey out into the world as the version of yourself you know you want to be seen as. You know that will make you happy. And therein is where you'll find the key to releasing this kind of poverty mindset. It's also where you're going to free yourself from the trappings of the devil. And that's going to start with you having to release a lot of wounding around recognition from a father figure in your life. All right, Libra, I hope that this has been a helpful message. I hope that, again, this message are meant to illuminate some aspect of your personal experience so that you can start to walk forward as a more free version of yourself, and as well as to be able to, again, feel loved for who you are so that you can also give love. It's hard when we're in this energy to be able to give love as much as receive it. Help clear this, and you'll be able to clear this. All right, Scorpio, I hope you have a wonderfully productive month of September, that you get a chance to move into October with fresh kind of that aha moment of like, this is what I want to do. This is what I want to focus on. This is the version of myself I want to be seen as. This is my new life. This is a month of my transformation. And if you'd like to book a personal tarot reading or a one-on-one coaching session, the link to my website is in the description box below. And I hope that you get a chance to watch your other messages for the month of August and September, and I look forward to reading for you in October. Have a wonderful rest of the month. Bye, Scorpio.